Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I am reacting to a group that is brand new to me. So, this is a first time reaction to Beast in Black with their song Blind and Frozen. Let's get into it.
Once I touched your heart, held you in closed arms, built a haven for your love, until I let you fall apart.
Hold the phone! Uh, is he lip syncing? What? I honestly believed in the beginning that he might have been lip syncing purely just because that's such there's a brightness to his tonality, which is not a metallic brightness. You usually associate that with female voices. So I'm wondering if it's a tone that you would usually encourage in your countertenors. That was unexpected because we started off with that like really metallic kind of like power belt. It has a lot of like acoustic power to it. There's a lot of energy going in there to create that sound. Higher frequencies going up through the top, your pharynx is like being pulled. Usually, there are some schools that think of it as like a horizontal wall as opposed to a vertical wall, but usually there's going to be some constriction through the pharynx to give you the strength of those upper partials because you need them. If the pharynx is too wide or too low, you're not going to get the same intensity of some of the higher harmonics going on in your sound. But yeah, wow. Okay, alrighty. Let's get into this. I want to listen to that again. It was beautifully produced. Like there's no struggle in the sound that he's making in at all in any of the vocalizations he's done thus far. That's why I was initially so confused, just because it did not sound like it was a sound that he was going for with any particular like level of effort. It sounded completely natural. So my first thought was, oh, they've done like an interesting music video thing where they lip sync and then all of a sudden it transforms into something else. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't this. Anyway, I need to stop yabbering. Let's keep going. Oh gosh, this is so catchy. It's like you can't help yourself but be like, woo! Wow. Okay. Yeah. I suspect he might have like countertenor range. I know it's not good to try and lock contemporary vocalists into any of the older voice class systems because often they exceed them, but it can lend itself to perhaps a better understanding of the kind of tones that you can expect from someone who might belong to one of those classes. So when I was talking about countertenor tone, it's that beautiful, round, bright. It sounds more of like the female soprano type of sound, and that's what I was hearing in the beginning. And then we drop into that chorus, and it's like full on tenor mode. So he's dropped significantly lower into his voice. We've got some grit and some like screaming quality. I think there was towards the end there. It doesn't seem to phase him at all to use any of these extended vocal techniques that he's using. There was a little like there was like a little growly scream at the end of the first like opening section. Actually, if we're just going to go back and re-listen to that. There, it sounds very fry coming out of that one there. Sounds really cool. But we get more of that in this chorus, is I get what I'm getting at. Range-wise, he sounds super comfortable utilizing both setups. So in the first one, to me, that's more of a second register, like a balanced second register sound, and it's not weak. It's a complete tone that you're hearing from him there, which sometimes with tenors, when they're using falsetto, it can come across as a little bit breathy, or it's either more breathy, or then they go that full metallic quality, like what we heard in his opening vocals there. But yeah, in this chorus, no issues whatsoever using those extended techniques, and it sounds really cool. Like I am certainly enjoying this as well. And I know I'm yammering too much, I'm so sorry. But when in this chorus, we hear these backup vocals, is that him? Is that also him? Because after hearing his tone in the first verse, I'd 100% believe it if you guys told me that that was him doing those backing vocals through this chorus. Like that love at the end there. Oh, that sounds so cool. I bet that's him. If it's not, I'm gonna. It just sounds similar to the tone that was used in the first verse. This is really cool. I'd love it if he was like layering himself with all those like different vocal setups that he decided to use. So in the chorus, we have that brightness coming through, that metallic quality interspersed with some of those vocal effects, contrasted to the backing vocals right at the end, where we have that beautiful vowel. This beautiful vowel at the end there. All right, let's keep going. I'm only a minute in. Gosh. Okay. Oh, we're getting a lot more constriction and grit through here. I mean, he has been utilizing a lot of similar extended singing techniques as far as the harsh vocals is concerned. We've got a little bit of that fry sound coming through, as well as grit and distortion going through the chorus at times. Not enough for us to lose sort of the melodic contour that's going on through that chorus. We're not forfeiting any of that, and his tone through that chorus is using a fair amount of kind of like that metallic-y overtone kind of going through the sound there. But here we've hit this section and we're starting to swing a little bit more towards using more of that grit, that constriction. Some of those effects are becoming a little more dominant through here. Let's read. my goodness, that no. Super metallic, taking it real high. This guy's got range, man. Understatement, but oh God, this is really cool. So listening again, you can hear the different varieties of distortion in his singing. We get this breakage, this fry quality coming through a lot, and then some almost like compressed growly sounds going through there as well. It's like when he's coming back down on that descending passage on like the destiny, and he's like bringing it down. We have this like growly fry quality at the end there. Jesus, what did he get up to? Holy sh! That's an A5. Yep. Well there. I would say that high pure vowel we heard at the end of the chorus is definitely him, because if he's able to belt up nice and metallic-y to there and also use the pure tone that he was using in the verses, this A was like nothing. Damn. If you're a male vocalist and you're mixing, that metallic quality is easier to bring in, and for some of you it might be the only way that you can really kind of move up in a belting quality higher and higher and higher up your range. Eventually it'll get to a point where the belt doesn't want to keep as much mass in it anymore, and we're going to lose some of the fullness of the tone, and it will start to err a little bit more. Like the tonal quality will become sharp, not the pitch. The tonal quality will start to sound more metallic and sharp as you ascend more and more up into that mix, and there's no sound of strain. It'd be weird if there was, because it's a recording, but I would be interested to hear how he does this live, because based on the recording, it doesn't sound like there's any reason that he would struggle with that, having listened to the previous notes that I suspect he's already sung. All right. Oh, cool. Okay. One thing that I am actually enjoying is the integration of both the electronic, like traditional kind of like rock metal kind of instruments. So you got your electric guitars, you got your kit, you got your vocalist, you got your bass, but we also have some of these other electronic sounds feeding into it, because it was a little bit interesting in the beginning for the song to open with something that did sound a little bit more electronic, like keys or synth-like in the beginning, and now we're back reintroducing those characteristics into the song, but still maintaining those the instruments that I'd probably associate more with like rock and metal. So you've got your electric guitars, electric bass, kit, yeah, the starter pack, I guess. So it's interesting having these other things added in, and I would love to know if this is particular to them or if it's particular to a certain metal subgenre. Anyway, let's keep going.
Miss you like hell, I was wrong, I can tell, for the heart can be blind and frozen. Now I live with the pain every night, every day, as I read those letters you wrote me.
Okay, that was really cool. This part here to me gives a better indicator of his voice in the first register, because in the verses, to me it leans more towards sounding like he's in his second or balanced second the majority of the time, and then in the chorus he's basically belting the entire time and then going up for those super like metallic-y, almost like shriek kind of belts. Here he's a little bit more pulled back, definitely in first register, and you can hear the tonal difference between that and the verse. The verse, we get these lighter, brighter, rounder, more soprano, feminine kind of tones through the singing. And then here we have a lot of those warmer, darker notes in his voice that are coming through. I wouldn't say that it's a particularly dark voice, but there are some laryngeal things that you can do to encourage a deeper, darker sound if you want that variation in your singing. So he's doing some of those here. The larynx sounds like it's a little bit lower, but there's a lot of drama in his approach as far as the phrasing. There's little moments where like the sound almost like hiccups and we get this movement through the piece. It's really strong storytelling. So I'm gonna keep going.
Miss you like hell, I was wrong, I can tell, for the heart can be blind and frozen. Now I live with the pain every night, every day, as I read those letters you wrote me. God, I miss you like hell, I was wrong, I can tell, for the heart can be blind and frozen. Now I live with the pain every night, every day, as I read those letters you wrote me. How I long for the time when your lips would kiss mine and the promise was still unbroken. I will wait for tomorrow that may never come. I will wait in the name of love.
Where is he going up on those? Okay, now yeah. I should have checked the pitch in the beginning. What a machine for high singing. Wow. Oh, well, goodness me. Few little vocal things going on in there. Wow. All right. Musically, I loved the guitar solos. I thought they were really exciting, full of energy, and the musical ideas in them. Again, we're catchy enough that when you follow them, you get hyped the more you listen to it. I quite liked the chorus. The lead vocalist demonstrated a lot of high-powered belting through there, as well as a mixture of extended singing techniques. So we had a little bit of like that fry-y, screamy quality coming in at times, as well as other kinds of distortion in the belting, in the bridging, in the bridge section, which I guess it's all much of a muchness really, because a lot of the timbre for the extended singing techniques, they sound really similar to one another in this particular example with that almost crackle pop of the fry coming in. You get that breakage in the sound in the bridge. It sounds like it's within the same territory. When it really pulled back and I got to hear his first register, I do think that his strength is being able to stay in that balanced tone and then the like power shrieks and belting through that chorus. I get a lot of strength through there. But that particular vocal setup of his, there's storytelling in there which he's able to integrate. So while tonally it might not be the deepest and the darkest sound in the world, it's enough that it feels like a natural vocal progression for him as a vocalist through the piece. It doesn't sound, it's like not a weakness, if that makes sense, because he's utilizing it in a way that makes sense for the overall like song progression. This was wild. Like from start to finish, I was not expecting his more like soprano countertenory tone in the beginning. Whoa. That was nuts. I was genuinely confused. When I first saw the female actress pop up, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe she's the vocalist and he's lip syncing and then they'll swap at some point. I don't know. I thought, so you know how sometimes they do cheeky things with music videos where it's not what you're expecting? I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but he definitely subverted what I thought was going to happen coming out of that like power shriek. Damn. Was not expecting that counter tone. Beautifully well balanced, nice round, pingy, sounded effortless coming from him. So this was really an adventure as far as a high. I think this is maybe my first time hearing someone who I would class as like a counter tenor in tone within the metal songs that I've reacted to thus far. I mean, I'm still at the start of my journey, and if you want to join me on that journey, you can always subscribe and hit the notification to all, and that will let you know when I'm continuing to dive on into more metal, which I'm hoping to share with you. This was a great experience for hearing a slightly different male vocalist. I thought this was really fun. The chorus was super catchy. I could quite easily like just I couldn't help it. I had to bop. I had to bop to it. And the music video itself I thought was interesting enough. There were times where I didn't quite understand the full story, but I mean, you get there in the end. Yeah, anyway. She winds up dead and frozen in a room and he's just hitting a castle like, why? Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to leave that one today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button with the notification set to all. If you want to join us here, I upload chaotically. And apparently that's what you guys prefer, is there'll be a video at some point in the week when it goes up. It'll come up when it goes up. Anyways, guys, I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy. And I'll see you next time. Bye.